Hello, chemistry students. Today you watched a video on some mechanical applications of kinetic theory for temperature controls using properties of expansion and contraction of materials in order to provide certain features of equipment. Although at the end of the video they talked about how there are some more modern technologies that are slowly replacing some of these mechanical systems in thermal switching. And I have one of those here, and this particular little sensor with a clip on the end of this cable is called a thermistor, or thermistor, I don't know how you pronounce it, but basically it takes the idea of a thermal sensor, a temperature sensor, combined with a resistor, which is something that controls the flow of electricity, and it provides something that will measure temperature or sense temperature by a change in electrical conductivity when it's exposed to heat. So we can imagine that this really does apply some principles of kinetic theory, where as the particular material that makes up the thermistor is heated, the particles in it will begin to move and they will begin to interact differently, and that will affect the flow of electrons through that material. So this particular thermistor is part of a system I have. Some of you who have been around a few years know I have a bit of a hobby of doing barbecuing and things like that. So this particular thermistor is part of a system that I can use this little device to actually put this sensor inside a barbecue grill, and then this device can measure and record the temperature. And there's even some ways that you can have a little device like this that will automatically control the temperature, which is very useful if you're trying to cook something that takes like 16 hours to cook. So if I take, this is currently measuring the temperature in the room, but if I take and I hold this in my hand for a few seconds, that's going to warm up because my body temperature is higher than that, even my outside core temperature. And you can see as I hold on to the thermistor, the resistance in the temperature sensor is changing, and this little computer knows how to interpret that change in the flow of electricity into a particular temperature number, such as 80 degrees Fahrenheit, as it's reading there. A little bit more on thermal sensors, and this will apply to your follow-up activity.